Welcome to a tutorial on how to use Katon 360 Classroom as a school admin. To log in as a school admin, click on School Admin in the top right corner. Enter your email and password given you by the Katon administrator or support team and click Login. This will bring you to the dashboard of the school administrator's account. As a school administrator, you are able to control the announcements that stakeholders of the application consume. You are able to create classrooms that students will be able to log into. You are able to view the students that are logged into each classroom and help them reset their credentials. And you are also able to control teacher accounts in your school. Let's begin with looking at the announcements. To create an announcement, click on the plus button to add an announcement. Here you can type in the title of the announcement, a message description giving more details about the announcement, and even add a photo by clicking this little plus icon on the bottom. When you are ready to save the announcement you've just created, click Save. Now let's review the Classroom tab at the top. Here, we can create classrooms which students will be logged into. You can see at a glance already created classrooms and the number of pupils or students in those classrooms. To add a new class, click the Add Class with the plus icon on the top right. Enter the name of the class. Enter a unique class code which the students and teachers will use to enter the class on the application. Select the head teacher of that class. Add the subjects that will be taught and studied in the class, and set the number of students who are supposed to be in the class. When you are done, you can click Save to save your new settings. When you are done, click Save. Let's review the Students tab next. In the Students tab, we can click any of the created classrooms to see the students who have been registered to those classes. Select a student's name, and here you can see at a glance the full credentials of the students: their full name, username, email address, phone number, and password. As the admin, in case a student forgets their password, you can come in here and change their password for them. When you are done, click Done to save. At the end of the academic year, you as the administrator can promote students to the next class or select students who will remain in the same class if that is the case. To promote students to another class, click the Select All box on the top right corner. When all students in the class are selected, click the Share button and then select the next class which you would like to move the students to. After the class is selected, click Move to move them. You can see at the top that their class has now changed from Primary 4 to Primary 5. Let us now review the Teachers tab on the top left. Here you can see at a glance all teacher accounts that you have created for teachers in your school. To add more teachers or to onboard new teachers, click on the Add Teacher icon on the top right. Here, you can provide details about the teacher as well as their login credentials. You can add their name, the main subject they teach, or any other subjects they are tasked to teach. You can add their login credentials, that is their username and password. You can also upload a photo of the teacher. When you have successfully filled all the relevant fields, click Save, and a teacher account will be created. You can also view the teacher credentials and change their login credentials in case they forget them or need to be reminded. That brings us to the end of all the tabs on the dashboard screen. As a school administrator, you are also in charge of organizing workshops and PTA meetings. To organize a workshop for your teachers, Let's review the workshop tab and the dashboard on the left side menu. On the dashboard screen, we currently don't have any meetings scheduled. To schedule a meeting, click on the Schedule a Meeting icon. Enter the meeting details such as the topic, the date, start time and end time, and click Save. When the meeting is successfully created, you will be brought to the workshop library screen. Here, you can see workshops that are scheduled for today in blue and workshops scheduled for subsequent days in gray. You can also see how many days are left for the workshops of subsequent days. Let's click on the one that is set for today to enter the workshop. Here we can see the workshop topic, the start time, the duration, and a button to start the workshop. Click Start to begin the workshop. This brings us to the workshop dashboard. Here we can see all the participants in the meeting as well as the host of the meeting. We can also view the participants using the participants button on the left. We can also access the in-app chat feature where participants and the host can communicate via text while the meeting is ongoing. We can also have a gallery view of everyone in the meeting if their video feed is turned on. And we can also view some host controls. Here, we can allow or prevent participants from sharing their screen, sending chat messages, sending reactions, or turning on their microphone or their video. Assuming we are the host of the meeting, we can share our screen using the screen sharing button here. We can decide to share a particular window that is opened on our desktop or our entire screen. Click any of the options and click Share Now. As we can see, our screen is currently being shared. When we are done with the presentation and would like to stop sharing our screen, we'll click on the Stop button at the top middle part of the screen. We can activate and deactivate our video feed by clicking on the video icon. We can activate or deactivate our microphone by clicking on the microphone icon. And if any participant would like to raise their hand to prompt the host that they would like to ask a question, they can use the hand icon. To end the meeting, we click on the red phone icon. Here in the workshop library, we can see recordings of previously held workshops in the bottom part of the screen. We can also upload workshops for teachers to consume, as you can see listed here. And how we do that is by clicking on the upload button in the top right corner. We can drag and drop a video or click on the Browse Files link to have a dialog box open where we can select the video from our local file explorer. The file title name will be populated automatically, but we can give it a different name if we prefer, and then we click Upload to upload it. That brings us to the end of the functionality on the workshop library. Let's review the Notifications tab on the left. Here, we can view and create notifications for all stakeholders of the application. We can also view system messages from the Katon support team in this tab. In the Settings menu, we can toggle notifications on and off. And in the Help menu, we can get help or review the terms and privacy policy. We can also customize the application for our school stakeholders by clicking on the Customize School button under the school crest. Here we can add details that will customize the application for all stakeholders of our school, including the logo, the school name, websites, email, as well as our own login credentials as the school admin. Here we can customize the interface for all stakeholders of our school who use the application. We can add the school's crest as the profile logo. We can enter our school name and other relevant details that will be seen by any of the stakeholders of our school. So our students as well as our teachers will see the school crest and school name displayed on the top left corner when they log in. We can also update our login credentials as the school admin. As the school admin, we also have access to a calendar with which we stipulate all events and activities scheduled to take place in the school term or academic year. We can add an event on the right, and it will populate the list in the middle for all our stakeholders to consume. Similar to the workshop, we can also organize PTA meetings with our staff and parents. Click on the PTA card on the top right corner. Here we can organize a general meeting for parents of all students, or organize meetings in segmented groups. We can organize a meeting for parents of upper primary students, or parents of junior high students, or parents of senior high students if we have senior high students in our school. We can also view previously recorded meetings below. Previously held PTA meetings are also stored for parents and teachers who are unable to make it for the PTA meeting due to certain constraints. To schedule a new PTA meeting, click on the Schedule Meeting button at the top right corner. Enter the meeting details. Select the group that the meeting is for. Enter the meeting details, such as the meeting topic, date, start and end time. Select which group of parents the meeting is for, and click Save. Once the meeting is created, you can see them lined up at the top. The ones in blue signify meetings that are due today, and the ones in gray signify meetings that are due for subsequent days. To enter the meeting that is due for today, click on the blue meeting card. Here we can see the meeting topic, day, start time, and meeting duration. To start the meeting, click Start. Once the administrator starts the meeting, parents can then join the meeting. And the functionality works the same way as we saw in the workshop dashboard. To log out of your administrator account, click Logout. Congratulations! You have now successfully completed the tutorial on how to use Carton 360 Classroom as a school admin.